Hello, good evening, good day, good afternoon, all the above. Cassie has filed a lawsuit accusing her former long term boyfriend, Sean Diddy Combs, of rape and repeated physical abuse. Cassie files a bombshell lawsuit against P. Diddy, claiming he forced her to take drugs, have sex with male prostitutes while he filmed and repeatedly abused her for years. In the lawsuit, she claims she suffers for years of physical and emotional abuse at the hands of Mr. P. Diddy. She also details several instances of extreme jealousy, including one where Diddy threatened to blow Cootie's car up prior to the mysteriously prior to it mysteriously, I remember, exploding in his driveway. Wow. In the suit filed in federal district court in Manhattan, Cassie, whose real name is Cassandra Ventura, and who had long been Mr. Combs' romantic partner, says that not long after she met him, so this is like been probably, I don't know, I don't get it, but not anyway. Long after she had met him in 2005, when she was 19, he began a pattern of control and abuse that included supplying her with drugs, beating her, and forcing her to have sex with male prostitutes while he filmed the encounters. In 2018, the suit says near the end of the relationship, Mr. Combs forced his way into her home and raped her. After years of silence, Mrs. Ventura said in a statement, I am finally ready to tell my story and speak up on behalf of myself and the benefit of other women who face violence and abuse in the relationship. In a response, Mr. Combs' attorney says Mr. Combs is denying these allegations and that they are offensive and outrageous. For the past 6 months, Mr. Combs is alleging he is a subject to this demand of 30 million under the threat of writing a damaging tell-all book about the relationship, which has been rejected, and claiming blackmail. Wow. Despite withdrawing her initial threat, Ms. Ventura has now resorted to filing a lawsuit riddled with baseless and outrageous lies, aiming to tarnish Mr. Combs' reputation and seeking a payday. Ms. Ventura's lawyer said these parties had spoken before the suit was filed. Mr. Combs offered Ms. Ventura 8 figures to silence her and prevent the filing of the lawsuit, he said, and she rejected his efforts. Ms. Ventura's case is the latest in the series of sexual assault civil suits filed recently against Steven Tyler, L.A. Reid, and on and on and on. Mr. Combs was 54, founded Bad Boy in 1993, and became one of the primary figures in the hip hop, working with stars with Notorious Big, Mary J. Blige. His net worth was high as 1 billion. Mr. Combs, who in his career has previously been known as P. Diddy, and Love, by the most famous music executive of his generation. Um, The suit, the suit depicts Mr. Combs as a violent person who, beyond repeatedly assaulted Miss Ventura, asked her to carry his gun in her purse, and the suit suggests he was responsible for blowing up the car of a rival, which would be Kid Cootie's car. Wow. Mr. Combs dangled one of her friends over a 17-foot hotel balcony. Unbelievable. In naming additional defendants, the court papers assert that others who worked with Mr. Combs and helped him to control Ms. Ventura at times her with, by threatening her, and as far as suppressing her music if she did not obey his orders, or by helping to conceal his behavior. The suit, which names Mr. Combs and a number of his associated companies, defendants seek unspecific damage. According to Ms. Ventura's suit, she was swept into Mr. Combs' jet set lifestyle not long after meeting him, signing with Bad Boy, which released her debut album in 2006. But the suit says he soon became an extraordinary level of command over her life, and additional to controlling her career, he paid for her car, apartments, clothing, and even had access to her personal medical records. That's kind of scary. According to the suit, the results from an MRI scan where she had for memory loss possibly caused by drug use or by a beating she said she suffered from Mr. Combs went directly to him. Mr. Combs also provided Miss Ventura with amounts of drugs, including ecstasy, and codeine. Wow. Mm-mm-mm. Ecstasy and codeine. And urged her to take them, the suit says, and often became violent, beating her multiple times each year. The suit says Ms. Ventura never went to the police because she feared it would give Mr. Combs another excuse to hurt her. In an incident in Los Angeles in 2009, the suit says Mr. Combs became enraged when he saw Miss Ventura talking to another talent agent, then pushed her into a car, kicked her repeatedly in the face, making her bleed. Mr. Combs then had his staff bring her to a hotel room to recuperate for a week. She asked to go home to her parents, but Mr. Combs refused, according to the suit. The suit says that after seeing Ms. Ventura's rejection, Mr. Combs instead would slay him from his port. Wow. The suit says that after seeing the violent reputations of rejected Mr. Combs and the extent of which he would isolate her from her support network, Ms. Ventura felt that saying no to Mr. Combs would cost her something: her family, her friends, her career, or even her life. Mm. And though she tried to leave Mr. Combs, the suit says he sent employees to lure her back. In an incident described in the court papers, Ms. Ventura says that in early 2012, Mr. Combs grew so angry about her dating the rapper Kid Cudi, well, however you say this dude's names. I cannot, I don't know why. That he said he would blow up the rapper's car. Around that time, the suit says the car exploded. Kid Cudi's car exploded in his driveway. A spokesperson for Kid Cudi confirmed Ms. Ventura's account. This is all true, he said. Wow, so he blew allegedly up the car in the driveway. Kid Cudi's car in the driveway. A few years into the relationship, Mr. Combs, the suit says, he began coercing her in a fantasy of voyeurism in which she was directed to have sex with male prostitutes while Mr. Combs watched, masturbated, and took pictures and shot a video. Ugh. According to the suit, Mr. Combs called these encounters freak offs, which involved costumes like masquerade, mask, and lingerie. They continued on for years, taking place at high end hotels across the United States and in Mr. Combs' home. The suit says that he instructed Ms. Ventura to search the website of escort services for male sex workers. Mm. Drugs were supplied at these events, which Ms. Ventura says she took because they allowed her to disassociate during these horrific encounters. According to the suit, Ms. Ventura would delete videos from these incidents that had been shot of her on the phone, but Mr. Combs told her he still had access to those videos, and On a flight once made her watch a video she thought she had deleted. The suit says that as a result of these sexual encounters in different cities, Ms. Ventura was a victim of sex trafficking. The suit also accuses Mr. Combe of sexual battery, sexual assault, violations in New York City gender motivation law, violence law. Ms. Ventura's suit includes several accounts of her unsuccessful attempts. Mm-mm-mm. I don't understand. Mm-mm-mm. Ms. Ventura's case, like other recent sexual assault lawsuits, is being brought under the Adult Survivors Act, a New York law that allows people who say that they were victims of sexual abuse to file civil suits after the statute of limitations have expired. The 1-year window to bring cases under the law ends next week. The law is cited to Ms. Murray's complaint and statement she addressed in importance. I am at loss for words, indeed. I hope every female that gets abused does not wait. They do what they need to do to handle their business. Oh man. Mm-mm-mm.